It's Friday, January the 14th. We are on the brink of major weather changes.
Georgia emergency management officials have released a warning. They're asking you to stay home as crews prep roadways for potentially dangerous conditions. Our Jamie Kennedy has the latest.
Rick, we are less than an hour from seeing the first GDOT brine trucks hitting Metro Atlanta roads. GDOT says it will not be the last.
Footprint of impacts is very large.
It's go time now for transport departments trying to keep roads safe from this weekend's icy weather.
The amount of counties in Georgia that this will cover, we have to consider this a full state activation.
GDOT says they have already mobilized extra crews.
Beginning yesterday, we mobilized our crews from South Georgia up to metro areas and north to assist those counties. So we take our crews, move them around the chessboard, if you will, where they're going to be most needed.
GDOT's brine tankers began filling Friday morning, ready to cover what will be thousands of miles of road.
We're talking of tens of thousands of lane miles, not drive around the perimeter once in one lane and think about how long that takes you. We do it in every lane.
The state has 53 brine tankers at its disposal, and 12 of those will spray metro roads. Northern roads have already begun to see some trucks spraying brine. Inside the perimeter, emergency and specialty areas such as hospitals and the capital have already received one layer. As for the rest of metro roads,
tankers will roll out from this location around 7 p.m. this evening to start a metro treatment.
The City of Atlanta's Transport Department says they too are ready.
We rehearse in the summertime and we're ready for this event.
Gwinnett County is likely to see some of the heaviest weather within the metro, and officials there say preps have well and truly begun and planning is ongoing.
We have barriers ready. We have chainsaws that have been distributed throughout our precincts, and we have our local uniform officers that will be able to use them in small projects when needed so that we don't have to take a resource from DOT.
Officials say as much as can be done, the roads will still be dangerous.
Well, even though the road may look clear in your area, if it is wet, consider it frozen.
So as you heard there, 7 p.m. is when you will start to see those brine trucks here in the metro area. Now, as far as any rain coming down and why they are doing that now, well, they say even getting just a thin, small layer out there that will still leave some salt down is better than none, and that's why they are going ahead and doing it now, and you'll see a lot more of that coming over the weekend. Live in Atlanta, Jamie Kennedy, CBS 46 News.
Well, we're going to likely see black ice on metro roads Sunday night into Monday morning. That's the time frame for that. It's very dangerous. It usually forms on shaded roadways or bridges. AAA says never use your cruise control in icy conditions. Also, if you hit a patch of black ice, do not slam on your brakes. Drive slowly and leave 3 times the amount of distance that you normally would. And be sure to move over for utility crews you might pass by who are working outside.
CBS 46's Megan Packer live at Georgia Power, where crews, Megan, are making their plans right now.
Oh, they sure are, Sean and Rick. Good evening to you. You know these crews will be out and about in full force. They tell me they are ready. They've been preparing for days, but as we know, depending on how bad it gets out there, it could take some time to get power back on if we lose it. So it's important to be ready at home.
We've been in contact with our storm teams and crews, other employees from other parts of the state, even our sister companies as well. We may need some assistance if this weather comes through as being forecast.
These are the crews you especially want to be prepared right now. And John Kraft with Georgia Power says they are ready to roll. Utility crews will get out to address outages as soon as it's safe for them to do so. But there are things that will be happening behind the scenes before they even get out to a downed pole or wire.
Some of the smart grid technology we've put in recent years allows us to reroute power around damaged areas and say we'll turn an outage that's affecting 1,500 people into one that's only affecting 200 people if we can reroute the power.
Just in case you do lose power.
Make sure you have your emergency kit together and stocked, food and medicines.
Along with flashlights, batteries, and bottled water. preparing your house now can help you out later. Consider sealing off doors or windows where a draft comes in. Wrap exposed pipes and faucets that are outdoors or in unheated crawl spaces. And take care of safety issues on steps and walkways around your house. Make sure to remove standing water that could freeze. And it's not a bad idea to have ice melt on standby.
This is all easy stuff. You don't have to have a big skill set to, like you're not a DIYer. You don't have to be. These are really easy to do, and you can really knock all of this out in one afternoon.
If you do lose power, Georgia Power encourages you to go ahead and call their automated line to report it, especially if it gets later on into the storm and the power is still out. They have lots of helpful resources on their website for their customers, including you can sign up to receive outage alerts. We have linked you to that in this story on CBS46.com. Just look for a story about Georgia Power ready to roll. We are live in Atlanta tonight. I'm Megan Packer, CBS 46 News.
Now is the time to download the free CBS 46 app. You can get up-to-the-minute winter storm alerts pushed right to your phone.
New developments tonight. A teen under arrest months after an SUV is stolen with a 1-year-old boy inside. 17-year-old Deo Doomjay charged with auto theft in Clarkston. He's accused of stealing a Ford Explorer with 1-year-old Blaze Barnett in the back seat. This all happened last November. The SUV was found abandoned later that day. The child was found safe the next morning in a stranger's car.
We have justice, and this person just didn't get away with, doing this. And it's just a fact about clearing our name.
Investigators say they linked Doomjay to the crime thanks to a fingerprint found on a piece of mail.
New tonight, strict new rules are now in place at Atlantic Station after a rise in delinquent activity. A 3 p.m. curfew will now be enforced for anybody under 18 who is not accompanied by a parent or guardian. No more than 4 kids are allowed per parent or guardian. Also, no one under 21 will be allowed on property after 9 p.m. Atlantic Station says they also have 24/7 security and more than 500 cameras on the property.
Indicator warrants have been issued for a man accused of kidnapping a woman and forcing her to withdraw money. Police are looking for this man. Take a close look. This is 20-year-old Torrance Hall. Investigators believe he forced the victim to drive to several ATMs before shooting her in the leg.
Developing tonight, and a major school issue is being debated at the Georgia Capitol. A lawmaker filing a bill to ban critical race theory in schools.
Meanwhile, Governor Kemp expressing concerns about transgender student athletes. Our Capitol reporter Haley Mason has more on the story.
Governor Kemp has outlined plans to block 2 social issues that involve children in schools. One is a ban on critical race theory. The other is transgender students playing sports in school.
Governor Kemp didn't say it explicitly, but the message was clear in his State of the State address.
From the classroom to the ball field, there are those who want to divide our kids along political lines, push partisan agendas, and indoctrinate students from all walks of life.
This year, he's planning to support the push against transgender athletes competing in Georgia schools.
This has never been an issue here in Georgia that I am aware of.
Some LGBTQ advocates say they didn't expect the issue to again resurface. They call it unfair.
What I feel is unfair is singling out a group of students and telling them that they cannot participate in extracurricular activities just because of who they are.
Also a divisive topic this year, critical race theory. Republican Representative Brad Thomas from Holly Springs drafting a bill to block CRT in all Georgia public schools and state-funded colleges. Thomas said he didn't have time to talk about the bill on camera today, but issued statements this week saying, quote, as progressives continue to push their anti-American woke agenda, parents throughout this state have also woken up to the reality that divisive ideologies such as critical race theory and the 1619 Project are being forced on our children by rogue teachers and radical school boards. His bill would block curriculum that's considered to be discriminatory on the basis of race. It would also include a transparency requirement where parents would review the materials that teachers use discussing history.
It amounts to educational censorship.
The governor can't say I want Juneteenth and say I don't want critical race theory. It doesn't make sense.
It purports to promote educational freedom, but I don't see where you have freedom where you also have restrictions on what teachers are allowed to teach their students about the realities of American history.
Reporting at the state capitol, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
Happening tomorrow, a celebration fit for a champion. The national title-winning Georgia Bulldogs will be honored with the parade and ceremony. Today, CBS 46's Adam Murphy is in Athens getting an inside look at the preparations.
workers put the finishing touches on UGA's championship celebration in the Classic City. The parade will begin at 12:30 at the corner of South Lumpkin and Pinecrest Streets, next to the Vince Dooley statue. The parade will proceed down South Lumpkin and stop in front of the Tate Student Center, where the players and coaches will participate in a dog walk into Sanford Stadium at 1 o'clock. Then a special ceremony on Dooley Field between the hedges will start at 2 and last about an hour.
We're going to set up between 7 and 8 o'clock and have a normal tailgate because this is going to be the ultimate tailgate event.
Meanwhile, fans on campus are excited about the celebration. They rush to get their hands on this special edition of the Red and Black newspaper, which sold out in minutes.
Within a few hours, we were completely sold out of 17,000 copies. And seeing that demand again has been completely unprecedented.
The student newspaper will be printing 17,000 more copies, which will become available next Thursday.
I've never seen that many people line up for a newspaper, and to be the one that's handing them out and to be the one that's, my words are literally in that paper, is something that doesn't feel real. I don't know when it will feel real.
And it should start to sink in tomorrow as the stage is set for a national championship celebration. Head coach Kirby Smart calling on all dogs to be here for the special occasion. And if you want to get your hands on this special edition of the Red and Black, remember it will be available next Thursday around town or at the Red and Black headquarters on Baxter Street. In Athens, Adam Murphy, CBS 46 News.
And if you can't attend the championship parade in person, you can watch it live right here on CBS 46. We'll have team coverage from start to finish all along the parade route.
A new COVID-19 mega testing site is now open right next to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The drive-up site is located at the Home Depot backyard. It can test up to 2,000 people every day and is only expected to take 10 minutes per person. Still, health officials say testing is only one of the steps required to slow the spread of the virus.
The way out of this epidemic still is by vaccination. There is a big misunderstanding in the community thinking that vaccinations do not work. And I want to say that the current vaccines work very well against Omicron in terms of keeping people out of the hospital and keeping them from dying.
The tests are free, but appointments are strongly encouraged. The site is accepting patients from 9 to 6 every day, except on Tuesdays.
A crime update, and multiple arrests have now been made in connection to the murder of a 15-year-old boy in Douglasville. The teen was shot during a house party New Year's Eve, and video shows people scattering as shots rang out. Police confirmed several suspects have been arrested, but they're still looking for others. More details will be released at a news conference next Tuesday.
A Georgia man convicted of killing his toddler by leaving him in a hot car is taking his case to the Georgia Supreme Court. State justices are set to hear Justin Ross Harris appeal on Tuesday. His son Cooper was left in the back of his car for hours and later died in June of 2014. Harris is serving life in prison after being convicted in 2016.
Developing tonight, thousands of Georgians will get debt relief after a settlement involving one of the nation's largest student loan providers. Georgia is one of 39 states that claim Navient engaged in unfair practices and made predatory loans to students who were unlikely to be able to pay them back. 66,000 students will have their loans balances canceled. Another 350,000 will receive about $260 each. The loans were made between 2002 and 2010. Navient will notify impacted borrowers by July.
Thanks for watching CBS 46 News. Watch us live wherever you are, our mobile and our streaming news app. You can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.